Good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck Gentles again. And I happened to be watching a video on YouTube yesterday, and uh, the guy was doing the same thing that I did yesterday, taking these armatures apart and getting the copper out of them. And I've watched him for a long time, a long time being a couple of years anyhow. So what he was doing was he'd take the motor armature and he'd cut these crowns off on both sides, but he'd leave the shaft in, and the shaft seems to always be in my way. So I figured out a way to still take the shaft out the way I do, get the bearings off and do all that, take that to steel, and do similar to what he's doing. And the other thing he does is, if you've ever taken an armature apart, the shellac or the sometimes it's shellac, sometimes it's another coating that they put on the copper wires just to keep them insulated and to keep them in place, and it's almost impossible sometimes to get the copper out of these. And this is what I did yesterday, but this is what I did now. Now he says to Scrapitall says that what he does is takes a heat gun to these, and I've got a heat gun, and I'm going to try to do that on this half of one that I've cut in half. Might be a little closer. So what I did is I've got this 1/4 bolt here. It's a really long one. It's 4 inches. And I run it up through here on this end, you can see. Didn't put a washer here, just a nut. And on this end, I've got a flat washer and a nut, and just tightened it down. And he puts it in a vise like this. That way he can hit his punch on these. And this one's so small. Let's see, I'm way too close now. These segments are so small on this one. I'm going to give this a try, and we'll take a heat gun to it. And after we do the heat gun, then we'll try to use one of the punches and drive this copper on. That's the plan. All right, be back. All right, guys, so this is how it works. We've got it here in the 5-inch vise, and that's good and sturdy for this little guy. That's part of the problem with this one. This armature is so small. But we'll take this hammer, see if we can maybe get this punch in. This one here. Oh, it's too close. Yeah, this punch, and try to get in here. They're so small. I've got another smaller punch than this, and I think that's what I'll might be using instead of this one. Oh, here it is. Yep, that's it. So we'll put those here, and the hammer here, and let's heat this puppy up a little bit. This is an ancient. This heat gun was back before they had electricity. I think they used to light them with matches, but no, that's not true. That's not true. It's this old. We can melt this shellac a little bit, or whatever this is coated with. It will make a big difference in what happens here. Never done it before, and thank you, Scrapitall. I'm going to use this tip for sure, and this one here. It's a really good idea. It saves a lot of problems. And with this set up the way I've got this, if that's too high and it's wobbling too much, I can loosen this nut and drop it down lower, so I can put it wherever I want. So how do I know if this is getting soft? That's the question. I guess we just keep heating it till we see these little bubbles like here. there. This might be a little bit on the boring side. Anyhow, let's try this. Let's see what we can do here. So let's see the big side. Big is a. It's hot. Yeah, it is hot. I'm hoping this is going to work. No, my bolt might have to come down some more, I think. So now that I've got it hot, let's move it down so it's not so whippy. There we go. Man, this is small. Oh, that started. That came loose though. So let's see. I'm not sure you can see these, but you can see the water's getting longer. That is hot, I think I'll say that. See, we'll try to push this fiberglass at the same time. I can see something on the side here. Oh, that's good. That's not good. Okay, that's fiberglass. That's pretty good. So let me loosen this. Touch. Before I like those things, I like the shaft up to the middle. It won't drag this, keep this up here and off the vise. I think this would work much better on the bigger one, I think. So, I'm bending the bolts a little bit, so it's not sure. This is an experiment also, so I know. Here we go. Okay, so let me pull this out. So you can see right here. Oops, maybe lower you down here a touch. Let's do this. There we go. You can see how much pushed out here. That works good to heat this up, and this works good if you hold it short. Like I said, maybe hold it real close down here, about right there, because it's trying to bend this bolt. You can see here. But those systems work good. I like having this something in the center to hold it up off the vise. And heating it really helps. It's amazing how quick that started coming out. So anyhow, this is just going to be a very short video. And thank you, Scrapitall. I really appreciate the tips you do on all your videos. And thanks for all the prayers you give everybody at the end of your videos. Because we are brothers in Christ. So anyhow, that's it for me. If you like, guys, this is what copper I got out of half. Let's see, it was half of a half, so 6/10 of an ounce. It's over half an ounce, and there was more that I just couldn't get because that part was crushed. But to do a whole one, I'm guessing you would probably get 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces of copper out of it. So anyhow, that's it for this one. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe. Share it with a friend. Come back again. Give it a great comment. Thank you so much for watching.